Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. JDM, there he is. Go get him, Tiger. Go get him, Tiger. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday. I got my club fitting today, JDM, after this live. Good morning, my beauties. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, everybody. Who's ready to learn how to do some trading today? Who's sick of their job? Who's sick of what they do for a living? Let's go. Good morning, Tommy Bautista. Good to see you. Richard, good morning over there on the TUs. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. It is Saturday. We must get up, get out of the bed, move. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Richard, make sure we're cheering over there on your phone. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, yes, yes. Bill Boyle with the heartbeat. Thank you, Bill Boyle. Thank you, my Bill Boyle. I love Tic-Tac Shop. Just bought a bunch of golf balls off Tic-Tac Shop, baby. You gotta love TikTok Shop. Today we got I Love TikTok Live. That's the goal today, everybody. I love TikTok Live. Thank you, Bill Boyle. I appreciate you. Good morning, Get Clipped. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, everybody. Let's go, let's go, let's go. If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button. We are on every day, Monday through Sunday. Yes. How did we do in the markets yesterday? Who was green? Who was red? Who was green and red in the market? Green, very good. Good, Bill Boyle. Green, good, 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 good. Very nice. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's my pet lion, everybody. I have a pet lion. I don't know if you guys knew that. Mr. D! There he is! Coming in hot like a lion for the TikTok like. No, the TikTok. What is that thing? I love TikTok Live. Yeah! Let's go, Mr. Dave. Let's go, everybody. If you're here for the first time, my name is Voss. So welcome aboard. We teach you how to trade properly on here. We give you the facts. We don't hold back on this live, okay? So you are going to hear things that are going to hit home this morning. All we ask that you do is cheer, okay? Cheer, cheer, cheer by hitting that thing, that phone. Donate if and when you can. And SHARE the live. SHARE the live. Okay? That's what we do. All right, let's get to work. We're going to start out of the gate because I got a club fitting this morning. All right, here we go. Miss Market yesterday. We were in this neutral state. We opened in position 2. But as we mapped out yesterday, right here we had major support at 162. So once you got your event, knowing your state and your position, We took this right back to the upside, or you should have taken this right back to the upside. And you can see the levels we have mapped out. Yes, it is. Look at that, baby. Look at that. Rejects right off of it, right back to the 200. So there's no excuses. We give you levels every morning here on TikTok Live, okay? And if you don't mark these down, I can't help you, all right? I can't help you. Yesterday on Google, let's move over to boom, boom, boom. On the Googaroonies, me and JDM, we got this long to the upside right here. Whoop. That was one of my trades yesterday. God, what did we get out of that? $1, I think, JDM per share? We got what, $1 per share out of that? Dollar per share out of that trade. And I think my other one was IWM, wasn't it? What was my other trade yesterday? Let me take a look. Oh, yes, it was IWM on the 2-minute. Let's pull this back out. And I also got this move to the upside yesterday on IWM. So we got IWM, and then we got Google back to the 8. Reversals, folks, because we know the state of our stock. We know the position of our stock. So that's why we were able to take this trade to the upside confidently, because we know what we're doing. We're not guessing, right? Most traders were looking to go short here at the open yesterday. We're bleeding out, man. We're going to bleed out. We're not bleeding out. You're in the, look at the state and look at the position. Stop listening to the bullshit news. Stop listening to all that garbage, okay? Trade your setups over and over and over. If the setup presents itself in the correct state and position, you take the trade. You're not sitting here looking at what my Benzinga say, what my news say, what's the president doing? What are you doing? That's amateur hour. All right, we don't. If you trade based on the news, you lose. It's that simple. You trade the news, you lose. Okay, traders, remember that. Very, very important. Right now, we are at 5.2 thousand cheers. Let's get to 10K, and we're going to start some education in here. Let's go, let's go. Thank you for the follows, everybody. I appreciate you. Marcus K. Braden, yes, Mr. Dave. Folks, let's hammer the I Love TikTok live balloons. Get them out of here. Let's go. Get them out of here. Trapping, you learn all of that in our VIP educational courses. Tesla. Look at this. Everything back to the upside. Position 3. Back to the upside. Here was what we mapped out for you yesterday. 381. Back to the upside. Okay? If you look at all the mappings, rejects, you get over with a retest, you go. Okay? And we're going to go over this in a little bit. Mr. Dave. Yes, it is over there, Mr. Dave. Let's go, babies. Yes, I see all the beautiful $49.99 a month. $49.99 a month. To get into our VIP traders, you're going to head over to the VossTrading.com. Very easy, the VossTrading.com. Or click the link on our YouTube or TikTok bios. Tom Frubles, hello. Let's go, Tommy boy. Trapping, don't join if you are going to try it. Those who try anything fail. Remember that. You're already going in with a failed mindset. So don't even bother, my friend. Yes, we do, C-Pain. Yes, we do, my friend. We love the beginners because I can train them from scratch. I don't have to get through the ego and all of that. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Mata. I'm not Jesus, but, you know, I am Sir Voss, but thank you for calling me Jesus. Thank you for the follows, everybody. Are we ready to get to work in here? Are we ready to get to work in here? Then you got to get to work in here. Finish those balloons off. All right, here we go. These are the basics that I need you to understand before you become a trader, okay? You sit down and you say to yourself, what do I need to do in order to day trade or any type of trade? Swing trade, it doesn't matter. Investing, same thing. You need to know the fundamentals of trading, okay? The fundamentals of trading. Number one, the state of your stock is everything. Before I take any long-term investments, I look at the state of my stock because I want to know where I can get in at the best time, like I did with Nvidia a few months back down to what was it, $119? Okay, I saw the state of the stock, I saw where we were possibly going, and I got in. I know Nvidia is going to move to the upside. Duh! We know it's going to go up. When it pulls back, we don't say, "Oh my God, it's pulled back. I gotta get out." All right? No, we don't do that. Amateurs do that. So you have to know the state of your stock. Number two, you have to know what position your stock is in at all times, because based on your position will determine if you're getting in on a trade at that time. Number three, you must know your market cycle. Okay, the market runs on a cycle. That's why you ever see sometimes when there's good news out, the market drops. When there's bad news out, the market goes up, because it's called the market cycle. It has to cycle over and over. Don't worry about the goddamn news, all right? Throw it out the window. Just know when it's coming out, what time, so you're not in a trade during that time. That's the only thing you have to worry about when it comes to news. Said method! Yes! That's the only thing you worry about when it comes to news. What time is it coming out? Because you don't want to get in a trade or be in a trade when it comes out, because it can adjust what's happening in your trade. You wait 10 minutes, then you go back to trading your setups, okay? So state, position, and market cycle. Those of you that are not in the VIP in here, how many of you can honestly say you know what these three things are? Who knows what these three fundamentals of trading are? Put yes or no in the chat. We just started, D-Lo. We just started, my brother. If you don't know what these three fundamentals are, say no. You're not supposed to know, because most traders come into the market and all they're doing is gambling. That's all they're doing. They're hoping for something to go in their direction. They don't know why they got in. They don't know where they're getting out. They're just hoping it goes up. They're not even shorting. They don't even know what that is. So they're just buying to the upside, longs, but they have no clue what's happening. They're doing more praying than anything else, okay? Thank you, Tom Fruballs. Yes, it is. So state, position, market cycle. Remember that. Write that down. State, position, market cycle. Now we're going to go back to Tesla. We are just going to pick a random day here, all right? This is what we call a narrow state. When we get into a narrow state, we know we are going to get a really good move out of that specific symbol that day. We don't know if it's going up or if it's going down. We're not trying to predict if it's going up or going down. You see the difference here? Too many novice traders are trying to predict. We don't predict. We react. Professionals react in the market, okay? But here's what we know. We know we are in a narrow state. We know we're in a bearish position because we're opening right here, okay? We're bearish to the downside. So the odds that we're going to get a good move to the downside are pretty high, correct? Because what are the chances on Tesla we come flying back through this way? Could it happen? Sure, it could happen. And if it does, we trade to the upside in the narrow state. See, the direction we're going in is irrelevant. We don't care if we're going up, if we're going down. That's irrelevant. All we care about is our state and position. Remember the three things we just mapped out? I just put them up for you. The fundamentals of trading. So once we get an event to go short on this, we're taking this all day long, because narrow state means big, big move. See Tesla to the downside? Okay? Remember that, traders. Let's go to a different symbol. You will learn all about the narrow states and different states that we have in the market in the VIP. All right? Now, on NVIDIA here, we're back in that narrow state again. See it? We're narrow again. That much we know. We know our position. We're way down here in position 2. We're about to start position 3. So at the open, am I going to short this to the downside? No. Could I short it to the downside? Yes, because you're in a narrow state. So you can get one more leg to the downside, which you did get here. You did get that one little leg to the downside. But I'm not looking to short. I know I'm getting a good move out of this, but I already know what position I'm into the downside. Market cycle now tells me we have to go back this way. So in a narrow state, knowing my position, wouldn't it be better to bet to the upside this way? We can't fall anymore. The market cycle won't allow NVIDIA to go down anymore because we're already in 3. Now, could NVIDIA have pulled back like this? Let me show you. We get this move to the downside, right? This is our gap. That's our move to the downside. Could NVIDIA have just done this? Okay. And then we shorted here for a beautiful move to the downside? Sure, because you retrace back to the key level that we teach you in the VIP. But it didn't. We never got an event. So what we do know is that we are taking that reversal back to the 50% mark minimum for your 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. Okay? And then you play out your trade to see, are we going to get halted here for this move to the downside now? That's what you have to figure out as a trader. Now, you can take the reversal or wait for the 50%. But what do we teach you on TikTok all the time? Let's look at this for a second. All right, my beautiful traders, let's take a look at this. This was our move down, okay? I always map out the 50% level. There it is. What happens if we get over the 50% level? We are looking long. We're not looking short. Right here is your retest. That would have been your move to the upside because we're over that key level. If we would have stayed here with an event, then we would have took this to the downside. Okay? You got to know how the market cycle works. Now, let's go back and let's review. Based on what we just showed you, traders, is that we are teaching you your state. We showed you narrow state so far. We just showed you your position, and we just showed you your market cycle. And based on these 3 fundamentals of trading, will determine what you're going to do. But if you don't know these 3 things, traders, you're just guessing. Every day you're guessing and hoping that that day is the day that you are going to get good at this. You're not going to get good at it. Okay? You're not going to get good at it. State, position, cycle. Someone put that in the chat. State, position, cycle. Hut. State, position, cycle. Hut. State, position, cycle. Hut. Let's continue. Let's go over to Google. Look at that. Look at that level we mapped out yesterday for you. Look at that doozy. Isn't she right to the penny? Look at that thing. Right to the penny. Whammo! Right to the penny, folks. All right, let's look at Google. We're going to go way back in time here. I'm going to close my eyes and we're just going to pick a day. All right, we'll pick the next day. Here it is. Yes, it is. What do we got? Position 2. Back in that narrow state again. There is your leg to the upside, right? Do you see it? There's your big move. Whoop, 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 to the upside. Now, we're not in a narrow state anymore. Now, we are in a wide state. So a novice trader is going to try to take this to the moon. No. We are looking for shorts. I don't know what this did the rest of the day. What was this, the 10th? We are looking for the move to the downside. We're wide, folks. We're wide. Look, woo. When we were narrow, we got the move. But now we're wide. We got to look down. Does everybody get this? Is everyone following here? So let's see. Now let's take a look. You get the beautiful move to the downside. We are wide. This 20 has to catch back up to that 200. Does everybody understand me? The 20 is the daddy. The yellow line is the granddaddy. They had breakfast together, okay? Daddy went to work. He's done with work, and now he's coming back home again. Now, which brings me to my next lesson. Good job, Stress. Good job. How do we get narrow and wide? Does anyone, what are the 2 reasons? Hold on, we're going to move this out of the way. There are two ways that a stock gets narrow and wide. There are two ways. What are they? How does the stock get narrow? How does the stock get wide? Does anybody know? There's only two ways this can happen. Price action, correct. That is one. What is the other one? Price action is one way they get wide. Time, correct. So what do we mean by price action and time? Well, we're going to show you. So price action, look at that move to the upside. This is price action. Whammo! We're going to the moon. You're not going to the moon. You're in a wide state. All right, so that's the move to the upside. That's price action got us up there wide quickly. Now there's two ways that we come back to that 200. Way number one would be massive price action to the downside. You started to get see? So we got back to neutral now. Price action got us back to neutral. But then when we got neutral, we can go long again. We're back to neutral. We're not wide anymore. So let's see what it does. Whoop. Okay, see? And now time, that's your 200, granddaddy, catches up to the 200, to the 20. So here's two things you got to remember. If the 200 is going to catch up to the 20, you're going to have a lot of, what do we call that? If we have to wait for this yellow granddaddy to catch up to the 20, you're going to have a lot of consolidation. We're going to go sideways. That's when you know you're going to consolidate, is when we're waiting for the two. Once you see that 200 starting to creep up, you're done. Move on to something else. It's over. You're just going to consolidate the entire time. See? We're not going anywhere. In and out, all the bots trying to make a trade. Nothing's happening, and you're losing. Mr. Day with the $1.99. Yes, it is. Folks, we got 9 I love TikTok balloons left. 9. I'm not going to continue until we hammer the rest of those 9, because I'm giving you free education here right now. You don't even know what the hell you were doing 22 minutes ago. And now you have some fundamentals of how to trade. Code Blue, thank you for the heart, me, and the goat. And we're not done yet. We got a lot more to show you on here this morning. Rev with the TikTok live. Yes, it is. Rev, we got 8 more. Who's going to be the ones? Let's go. And what we're teaching you works for any instrument. Forex, futures, options. Doesn't matter what you're trading. K. Braden, Zed Method, let's go. We're 50% of the way there. Thank you for the follows, everybody. Jessica Pilach. Thank you, Hammer. Rough time right now, but we're doing it. Thank you, Hammer. I appreciate you. Keep finishing those off, folks. We got 4 left. So we had time catch up, and now you're going to have consolidation, okay? Because we have to wait for the 200 to catch up. We don't want that. You see here how we had price action? You want the 20 to catch up to the 200. You want that 20 to catch up quickly, because that means you're getting momentum. You're able to take the beautiful trades in the market, okay? So that's very, very important to understand. Let's review. Paulo, Marion, Elio. Yes, it is. We got 2 more. Let's go. Now let's go look at JPM. We'll just pull JPM up. What does JPM do? These are our levels from yesterday, okay? JPM, we are in a neutral state. Say it, neutral. We open in position 1, so you have room to the downside. You are not trading this into support. See that white line we mapped out? But look, we got confirmation here for a $4 move to the downside. This is very, very important, traders. Remember, I always say retest. You got your hidden color change right here. That was your retest. That is your give back to the downside. Right there, that is a $5 move. Okay? See, that's why we map these out for you every morning. Now, what's the problem here? What's the problem? How many of you said, we're bleeding out, we're going for the short? No, you're not. Why? Because what position are you in? Market cycle tells you what? We have to look for the reversal. See? Look at our granddaddy and daddy. They are too far away again. We're going to take this off now so it's clearer. And they come back together again. See? They come back and have dinner together. But what happened here? Did time make us come back together, or did price action make us come back together? What happened here? Was it time or price action? Who knows? Was it time or price action that got us back together again? Nap time. Look, as soon as you see the 200 look like that, move on to something else, because all you are doing is consolidating. Look, woo! Look at that consolidation. And that is what, and now, when you get consolidation like this is where novice traders turn themselves into scalpers. You want to know why? Why do you become a scalper? Who knows why? Why do you become a scalper in the market? Because you got chopped up. In, out, nope, didn't work. In, out, nope. In, out, nope. False. Who heard the term false breakout? You hear that all over the world, all over the trading industry. False breakout. Well, if you knew your state and position and you know how the market cycle works, you will know when to look for consolidation, correct? Look at the granddaddy. The granddaddy in the price action is going to tell you, oh, we're going to start consolidating now. So get out of there. So they become a scalper because of this. You start your trading journey all excited and all happy. You're going to be a trader now. You hate your job. You hate what you do. You want time freedom. You want financial freedom. And remember, this is not investment, tax, or trading advice. This is for education purposes only. So you become a trader in the market. Well, you start off like this. Your first trade's probably a winner. You got lucky. Yes, I figured this thing out in 20 minutes. Who says trading's hard? And then you take your next trade and you get a winner. You're like, wow, how does everyone not able to do this? And then here's what happens. You think you're invincible. Your next trade, boom. Your next trade, boom. Your next trade, boom. Now, how do you feel? You're sitting there with the hands in your head like this. Oh my God, I just blew up my account. What just happened? And you're looking at your profit and loss and your account balance, and like 3/4 of it or half is gone. But in your mind, you're saying to yourself, I'm going to call the broker up and get my money back. You're going to call your broker up and you're going to get your money back. Let me know how that works out for you. So you get yourself back together. You regroup. The next day, you're like, all right, I got half of my account balance here. What we're going to do is we're going to get back what we just lost yesterday. You don't know what you're doing. So you see, let me pull something good up here. Here it is, right here. You pull up JPM or whatever it is you're trading with your options, and you see this going to the moon. Now, here's the problem we have. You don't enter where you're supposed to because you're too afraid, because you just lost yesterday. So you decide to enter way up here. You're like, we're going to Disney World. I'm getting it all back. And whammo, the account is gone. The account is gone. You now have to go upstairs and explain to your family why you have no more money in your trading account. After you had to convince them why you should put money into the trading account, that you were going to figure this out. There was no doubt about it. You got this all figured out. And in a matter of 2 days, your account is gone. If you can relate to this story, put me in the chat. Don't be shy. Just put me in the chat. I'll be the first one. Me. I'll take the bull by the horns. Me. Who else? Who's done it more than once? Me. I'll take the bull by the horns again. Who's done it more than twice? Me. 3. Who's done it more than 3 times? Me. 4. Who's done it more than 4 times? All right. After 4 times, guys, I got it. All right. I had no more money left. 4 times it took me to realize this one important thing. I didn't know what I was doing. What I was doing wasn't cutting it. Okay? So I went out on my journey to look for help. And while I was looking for help, I said to myself, I'm not going to find anybody. If I can't figure this out, nobody's going to be able to do this. This is a scam. Only the people who are billionaires and all the hedge funds make money. I'm just a little peon. I'm not going to, if I can't figure it out, they're not going to figure it out, right? The ego sets in because we don't want to crush that ego. Even though we sucked at this and blew up 4 accounts, we still have a big ego. How is that possible? That was me. So I went out and I found somebody. Okay? I found somebody. I now convinced certain people in my life that I was going to pay $10,000, the very little money that I had left, to give to this person to teach me how to trade. Are you ready? In my mind, this is what I was doing. I said I lost everything already, so 10,000 ain't that much more. Well, what the hell? What's the worst case out that I get out of this? But I was told this very important thing. You have a way of earning your $10,000 back, which I did. So I started on this journey of learning how to trade. Listen, this gets good. I started learning. I paid all this money. They telling me what to do. I never missed a training. Never. To this day, I still haven't. Never missed a training. Traded in the simulator over and over. But guess what I was doing when I was trading? I was trading the way I thought I should trade, not the way I was being taught. I was still convinced I was going to figure this out. I just paid all this money to learn how to trade, and I wasn't listening to what they were telling me to do. So finally, Sir Paul, one of my mentors, said to me, Voss, listen, because here's what I was doing also. In the live trainings, you can chat, okay? And I was telling everybody, nope, this is not the way you should do it. I'm telling you, I'm going to figure it like a psycho. If you don't get on board and do what we teach you, we're throwing you out. You're out of here because you're riling everybody else up. The bell went off. All right, I'm not going to get my money back either. So that's $10,000 that I just spent. And what I'm doing isn't working. And then one thing Sir Paul said to me is this one thing that I'll never forget the rest of my life. Are you ready for it? Is what you're doing working? And I knew it wasn't working. In the back of my mind, I knew that. But I need somebody to tell me it's not working. Do you suck at this? Yep. Well, why don't you try it our way? And I was like, okay. And the one thing that he told me to do is trade the heartbeat of the market in the direction of the heartbeat of the market. That's all I want you to do for the next month. Okay, so what do I have to do? Well, he said this. You're only going to go long. And when you see this red moving average pointing up, you can only take a trade when you are near it. So I sat there and said, okay, that's all he told me. So what did I do? Well, I was near it. I took a trade and I lost. I took a trade and I lost. And I'm like, what the hell? And then he said to me, now I only want you to do that in narrow and neutral states. So I said, what the hell does that mean? Well, did you complete the education videos? No. Well, that's why you don't know what it is. So I committed 100% to learning. I said, that's it. This son of a bitch just embarrassed me. So I went and the unthinkable happened. Here we go. I opened up my trading thing and I just traded near the 20 in the direction of the 20 over and over again. 2 trades a day. 2 trades a day. That was it. And I started winning. Now, here's the problem I got into. I would still get out too early. So I would get in, I would get out like right there because I still didn't think it was going to work in the back of my mind because I was so used to losing, doing it my way. Okay? Subconsciously, I still had that problem. So then they said to me, you have to stay in the trade longer. You cannot get out of the trade for at least 5 minutes. And I was like, I got to stay in the trade for 5 minutes? So I started counting bars in my head. The first candle is 2 minutes. The second candle, 2, 4. I got to stay in for 3 candles? Shoot, that's not going to work. I got to stay in for 3 candles. What am I going to do? And what that did is it trained me to stay in trades. It's trained me to stay in trades. And that's why you stay in trades longer. They had to break this thing that I was doing that was a disaster. I created a mess for myself. So I started trading, staying in trades, and getting better winners. Over and over and over again. I was still racking up losses, but my winners were more than my losses. Then my winners started becoming bigger than my losses. And I was like, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Because here's what I was doing, traders. I was told that trading is all about momentum, right? You're all taught that. Momentum. So you think momentum is when you get way up here to get in. You think down here isn't momentum because it hasn't started yet. Everyone follow me here? You think here isn't momentum. Here's not momentum. All right, now we're in momentum. We're going to the moon. And then what happens? I would get wrecked. Damn it, that didn't work. So then I would do it again and again and again, hoping that I was finally going to catch that home run trade that went like $6 per share. Never happened. Never did. And then I was taught the market cycle. Now, this was the biggest thing of all. So I was taught listen to this. Stocks go up, okay? Stocks go down, and stocks go sideways. And I was like, okay, but under my interpretation of the market, I was like, once it goes up, doesn't it just keep going up? Like, you may get a little pullback, but doesn't it just keep going up like this? Like, I never understood shorting. Why would anyone want to short the market? Stocks don't come down. They always keep going up. Didn't you all have that mentality? I did. I thought they would pull back a little bit, but they would just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up. No. And then the market cycle came into play. And here we go. Are we ready? This was a revolution for me. It took me a long time to believe this. So I was taught, we're going to number these, okay? I was told, and it was true, I was going long here always to the upside. See this right here to the upside, the green? That's where I was, in cycle 2, I was always trying to go long. And then I was getting wrecked. So they said to me, why don't you go long in cycle 1? And I said, well, I won't be in momentum. And they said, you don't want to be at the end of momentum. You want to be at the start of momentum. And if you enter on cycle 1 of the market, you are at the start of momentum. You want to be in the trade during momentum. You don't want to get in at the end of momentum. How many of you can relate? Say me in the chat. How many can relate? Say me in the chat. Okay? So then I got going long under control. It was like, got this. I was really good at it. That was it. Boom, I got this. Now I said, well, how do I short? And they said to me, just do the opposite. I thought I had to hit some special keys to go short. Like there was this button, the short button of, calculating. No, just hit sell first. So I still never understood it. Shorting. And they said to me, yes, you want to short the market. If you think the market's going to go down, you short it. When the stock falls, you make money. So I said, I can make money when the stock goes up and when the stock goes down. This is the truth, folks. I didn't know anything about shorting. I thought the stock just kept going up all the time. And they said, yes, when the stock goes down, you can short it and make money. So this is what happened. You ready? I had this revolution. I became the wizard. Yes, it is. So they said, if you're going to go long at number 1, I want you to short at number 7. Okay. Okay. Number 7, whoop, to the downside. And then what I realized was I was so much better at shorting than I was going long. And I said, why when I short do I make so much more than when I go long? Why? I couldn't believe that. Like every time I shorted, it just flushed. Phew, phew, phew. When I went long, it went up, but it was more of a grind to the upside. You know, it wasn't as fast to get my 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. It just flushed to the downside. And they said to me, because fear falls faster than greed goes up. And I was like, what? What the fuck are they talking about? Fear falls faster than greed goes up. When the market falls, it's people that are in fear. When people are greedy, it goes up. Yes, I said, I got it. Wrap it up, baby. Let's go. So I became a shorter. I just kept shorting. But what I didn't like about doing that all the time was I was putting myself on one side of the market always. I was always waiting for the one side of the market instead of trading both sides of the market. And then I started putting my own pieces to the puzzle together because some things I was being taught were good, but I started figuring things out on my own, like bearish neutral states, bullish neutral states. In certain positions in those certain states, I knew I wasn't being taught that. I did that. And then I started putting a lot of other pieces together, like the 1, 2, 3 market cycle. Because I said to myself, all right, I know the market cycle, but let me really sit down and dig on all these different colors of the candles because they all mean something. Green means up, red means down. But does it work in a cycle? And son of a bitch, it did. It did. And now I teach all the VIPers that who were skeptical as well. And they said, this guy's crazy. They went and did what I taught them. And they were like, holy Christ, this works. This works. But in the back of your mind, I always had that feeling of, this is too good to be true. Like the market's going to change. Something's going to happen here where none of this is going to work anymore. For my mentor, it's been 40 years. And VIPers, does it work? Does it work? Elio! Yes, it is, Elio! Massey, yes. Hold on, I'm just setting this up. We got a lot more to do, my beauties. We got a lot more to show you. All right, let's hammer some roses, everybody. Just go in there as a team. Hammer roses together as a team, okay? He says, no, it doesn't. I'm broke. Who is this? I got to move this up. Momentum. Well, I mean, first of all, you got a fake picture, and your name is Momentum. I hope mommy has the heat on for you in the basement, all right? You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go, everybody. So now, let's do a quick review. So we know, number 1, state. We need to know this. You need to know position and market cycle. And these 3 things you will learn in depth in the VIP. You're going to learn these. You're going to be so sick of hearing about this. It's going to become second nature to you. So what you're going to do every morning is you're going to pull up a stock and you're going to go like this. Ready? Wide state. Oh, that's a 2-minute. You're going to go neutral state. Neutral state. Wide state. Narrow state. Over and over. You're going to be able to spit them out, rapid fire. Wide state, neutral state, okay? And you're going to know your positions. And then what we're going to help you do is put all this together at the open. You will have a game plan. You will now have a blueprint on what your next move is in the market. Instead of saying this, we gap down, we're bleeding out, I'm taking that short. Look at this is a sucker short right here. Oh, boy. That is a sucker short right there. Look at that color change, VIP. Whoa, into position 3. Whoa, look at it. Right? But the novice trader is going to take that short. Why? Because they think because it gapped down, they're going to bleed out. How many times on our TikTok lives every morning do we hear people say something's going to bleed out and it goes in the opposite direction? Am I right? Tesla killed me yesterday. Papa Yoda, why did Tesla kill you yesterday? We opened in a narrow state, position 2. Let me guess. You were that person that tried to go short. Papa, were you that person that tried to go short there? We have one here. And we're not calling you out, Papa. We just want to know. Yes. Okay. So, Papa, here's one. We got a live person right here. Tried to go short. You know why he tried to go short there? He didn't know his state position or market cycle. See what I'm saying? There it is. You got to know these things, traders. You got to know this stuff, man. Okay? What state are we in? Narrow. What position are we in? 3. Are we going long at the open? No. Why? You have to pull back out of position 3. One thing I want you all to remember, all roads lead back to the heartbeat of the market, that red line. All roads lead back to the heartbeat. All roads. We're going to the moon. Nope. Moon. Nope. Moon. Nope. Okay? Let's pull up the SPY. There's the heartbeat of the market. We're bleeding out. Nope. Bleeding out. Nope. Moon. Nope. Moon. Nope. Moon. Nope. Moon. Nope. Moon. Nope. We're going to the moon, Voss. No, we're not. We're coming back to the 20. Market cycle. It will dramatically change your trading. Dramatically. It won't even be even close. Let's keep going. So, now that you build all of these bad habits, look, this was what? Yesterday? We're bleeding out, Voss. No, we're just coming back to the 20. We're going to the moon. No, we're just coming back to the 20. We're going to the moon again. Nope. We're coming back to the 20. We're bleeding out now. Now we're bleeding out. No, we're just coming back. No, we're coming back again. The 20 is the heartbeat of the market. You got to know what the heartbeat of the market is. All right. How many of you here are scalpers? Say me in the chat. If you are a scalper, say me in the chat. All right, 333, David Chapman, Rick. Okay, we got a lot of scalpers in here. You want to know why you're a scalper? I'm going to sum it up for you. And tell me if I'm right. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. All right, here we go. You started your trading journey. You got into a trade. It immediately goes against you. Boom! Shit, I lost. You get into another trade. It immediately goes against you. Oh, and over, you did this for about a month, correct? So then you said to yourself, well, every time I get into a trade, it goes against me. So I'm going to get in. I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. I'm out. I'm in for 30 seconds. I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. I'm in. I'm out. So you subconsciously now made yourself a scalper because you can't stay in a trade longer than 5 minutes. Because every time you got into a trade, you lost the trade. So this is what happened. These were your winners. And these were your losers. This is your scalping journey. Whoops. I hate when I hit that. Winners, losers, winners, losers. So now you have an equity curve that looks like this. That is your equity curve. All right? Now, what I'm going to do for everybody is Quentin Grabowski in here? One of our VIPers. Quentin, are you in here? Oh, this is going to get good, folks. Hold on. Hold on to your let me take a All right. Are we ready? Now I got to find it. Stand by. There it is. We're going to move this over here. So your equity curve is going to look like this. It's going to go down. You may have some winners in here once in a while, but it's going to continue going down. This is what your equity curve looks like. It's a hot mess. It looks like a heartbeat. When you see the heartbeat, all right, it's just a complete and disaster. But what you have to know about your equity curve, scalpers, is that you're always trending downwards. If you want to draw your trend lines, draw your equity curve. That'll sum it up for you. All right. So you're constantly going downwards. When we have VIP traders that have equity curves that look like this, eventually they join VIP here. They're still going to go down, and then we're going to level them off. Okay? Most people who join the VIP think that they join here and they're immediately going to rocket ship to the upside. That's how they got into this mess in the first place when they became a trader. We have to clean up your mess. And in order to do that is, how do we first clean up your mess in the VIP? Look at all these people saying, that's me, that's me, that's me. I know, I've been through it, okay? How do we clean up your mess, VIP? You're trending down. How am I going to clean up this mess with you? Risk management, because right now you have none, or you want to be trending downwards. And that's how you became a scalper. Every time you got in a trade, you couldn't stay in the trade. So you got in and out, because you were too scared to get and stay in a trade. We are going to teach you how to get in properly. We're going to teach you how to stay in properly, to go after your risk to reward. Before you enter every trade you take, right before you hit enter, you're going to know what your risk is on that trade and what your reward's going to be. You're going to know when you're getting out and where you're getting out when you get the win on the trade. There's no more guessing. There is no more covering your eyes. There's no more praying. There's no more hoping. You are going to have a blueprint now on how to trade the markets, whether it's options, futures, Forex, crypto, equities. Okay? If you want to trade a deck of cards, we'll show you how to do that. Now, listen to me. This is going to be your equity curve. Once we clean up that mess of risk management, you are going to start to trend upwards on your equity curve. We're going to start going this way. You will still have bumps in the road, but you are going to head that way. We have Quentin. Are you in? Is Quentin in here this morning? He's not here this morning. He sent this. He's been with us, I think, a year and a half, almost 2 years now. This is when he started. Come on. For some reason, my PC does this. Back in 2024, okay? And now you see the trend of his equity curve, exactly how I laid it out for you. He struggled for the first 6 to 7 months. Struggled. But we kept tweaking. I kept tweaking him, tweaking. And if you go back and look at of all our history of talking to each other, 80% of the time, I said your losers are bigger than your winners. You got to stay in a trade. And then we implemented skip a bar with him. Skip a bar. He wasn't allowed to get out of a trade unless he skipped the bar, which you'll learn about in the VIP. And the rest is history. Congratulations to Quentin Grabowski. Everyone, congratulate Quentin Grabowski. JDM, he can show you his equity curve. Powder can show you his equity curve. Candy can show you her equity curve. And it goes on and on and on. Okay? Just because you join the VIP, does that mean you're going to be good? No. You still have to execute. As you saw with him, the first 6 to 7 months were a nightmare still. But we stopped the bleeding. And that's what we must do. We must stop your bleeding. You're bleeding out. All right? The stock isn't bleeding out. You're bleeding out to the downside. And we got to clean it up for you. Now, let me show you this. Right now, you probably have a chart that looks like this. We have RSI down here. We have MACD floating around. We got volume over here. You probably convince yourself to put some Bollinger Bands up there. We got trend lines flying from left to right. We got horizontal lines flying across the board. All right? We got oscillators in this corner and this corner. It's a complete disaster. If you have a chart that looks like that, say me in the chat. The reason your chart looks like this is because you were desperate and you thought by watching YouTube videos and adding what they tell you to add was going to help you. So you thought the more you have on your chart, the better you were going to do. And as you know, things have gotten a lot worse since then, haven't they? If you have a chart that looks like this, or you see anyone on TikTok live that has a chart that looks like that, I want you to go in there and write amateur. And I want you to get rid of them because they don't know what they're doing either. The more you put on the chart, the more you do not know how to trade. The more you put on the chart, the more you will lose in the markets. When you join us, this is what your chart's going to look like. That's it. You will learn how to trade price action correctly. The RSI bullshit will be over. The MACD nonsense will be over. Your Elliott wave nonsense will be over. Your trend lines are over. You are going to fire every one of them. Everyone right now in the chat, RSI, you're fired. MACD, you're fired. Trend lines, you're fired. Get them out. Fire them right now. I want you all to fire them right now because they haven't done a thing for you but make you lose more and more and more. Fired. Let me see it. Fired. Zen. Fired. The guessing comes to an end today. You have to. Now, this is where people get nervous, okay? How many of you, the first day you started trading, you opened up a broker account and you deposited money, real money, into your broker account? Put me in the chat. I got to hurry up. I got to go to a club fitting. You all did. How'd that work out? You must be profitable in a simulator trading in the live market for 6 months straight, minimum 350 trades. If you can't take 350 trades over the course of 6 months and be green every month, you have no business putting live money into an account. None. You will not win money. You are going to lose it. And we are going to train you in that simulator, okay? That's where the work is done. That's where the work is done. Are you going to drive a car before you're trained on how to drive a car? No, it won't end well. Are you going to go swimming before you learn how to swim? No, it won't end well. Same with trading. It is no different. You must learn how to do this. You must learn and educate yourself on how to trade the market, period. Or you're going to keep losing over and over and over again. It won't stop. Your family deserves better, and you deserve better. And that's why we're on here, to tell you the facts of the trade, period. You're not going to hear this anywhere else, okay? Just because you join VIP doesn't mean you're still going to be good. There are two things that you must do in order to be good at trading. You must have amazing discipline. Discipline and patience. There's one thing I will guarantee you. Miss Market will eventually make you both of these if you stick with it. You are going to become a different person once you learn how to trade and you stick with it. You will not be the same person a year from now. I'm telling you right now. You'll see it for yourself. You will be more disciplined and patient, because until you're disciplined, until you're patient, you will not succeed at this. It is impossible. You won't do it. I'm telling you right now, you won't do it. And the VIPers in here will tell you that exact same thing. So we are here to help you. The choice is yours. You don't have to join me. You can join anybody you want. But this is the energy you're going to get all the time. All right? There's a lot of good people out there that can train you. You're going to head over to thevosstrading.com. Click the link in my YouTube or TikTok bio to get into the VIP. It's $49.99 a month. I'll give you a couple basics. You're going to upload your trades. I'm going to review them for you, your red trades that you lose, okay? I got a lot of them to do this weekend. You are going to get live training by me every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. You're going to have over 70 hours worth of VIP educational content that you're going to review, and you're going to get access to the course material. You are also going to get access to the VIP chat, where everybody in there is helping everybody. It is insane how everyone helps each other. We are a big family in there, huge family, and you will become a family member if you can stick with it. If not, you're just going to quit and be a statistic. All right? That's the bottom line, folks. I'm going to spit you out facts over and over again. A lot of times you're going to hear me say things you're not going to like, but eventually you will get it. Can we finish off those roses, everybody? Let's go. Let's go. Hammer those roses. We only hit 64,000 likes today. Tomorrow we got to do better, okay? We'll be back on tomorrow morning. We are going to do our whip zones, and we're going to put our levels in for Monday. I love you all so much. Have a great day, everybody. You can do this. Don't listen to all the other people out there. You can do this. You just got to learn how to do it. Love you guys. The simulator during market hours? Yes, Kevin. Yes, but if you can't trade during market hours, you can do the replay on the simulator. Yeah, I got to go to a club fitting. I'm getting a new set of clubs. I got to go get a fitting. 3 hours for this fitting. Love you guys.